Hey everybody, welcome to the top 3 things you may have missed while reading The Whipping Boy. In this episode, we'll look back at Chapter 1 for words or phrases that may have been confusing or weird. If you don't have a copy of The Whipping Boy, you can find a link to it in the description below. Let's get started. Number 1. A Hair-Raising Event. The chapter title, In Which We Observe a Hair-Raising Event, is a play on words. That's where words or phrases are used in a fun or silly way to give them extra meaning. Normally, a hair-raising means something was scary or startling. It got that meaning because when you get goosebumps on your skin from being frightened, the hair on your skin really does start to lift away from your skin. Here, though, it's also pointing to something that is about to happen in the story. In the story, we read that Prince Brat played a prank on the people who had come to the king's feast by tying their wigs to their chairs so that when they stood up, the wigs would be yanked off their heads. When their wigs came flying off, it was like their hair was really being raised up or lifted off their heads. So, it was a literal hair-raising event, and it was probably pretty startling to all the lords and ladies too. Number 2. The Footmen. The word footman refers to a type of servant whose job was to let people in the castle or serve tables. They were originally called footmen because they walked or ran alongside the carriages of the nobles. In the story, talking about Prince Brat, it said, then he hid behind a footman to wait. Prince Brat hid behind the footman so he could watch his prank on the lords and ladies without being caught. It's strange that the prince would even care about being caught because, as we read later on, he doesn't receive the punishment for doing wrong things. His punishment is just watching someone else get punished, which is really more like entertainment than actual punishment. Number 3. Yowl like a stuck pig. The phrase yowl like a stuck pig is a simile. A simile is a phrase that compares two different things and uses the words like or as. Other examples would be as cold as ice or red like a rose. In the story, yowl like a stuck pig is used because the prince thinks Jemmy should be yelling and crying the same way a pig who was being slaughtered would be squealing. A stuck pig doesn't mean the pig got stuck in mud or something and couldn't move. The stuck part is another way to say cut. One way to kill a pig before you butcher it for its meat is to cut or stick a certain vein in its neck that makes its blood drain out very quickly. This is done so the pig dies quickly with the least amount of stress, so the meat will end up tasting better. Prince Brat wants the whipping boys to cry and shout in pain as much as they can because he thinks it's more entertaining to watch. It's boring to him when they just stand there and take the hits without making a fuss. Were there any other parts of Chapter 1 that sounded strange or confusing to you? If so, find an adult you know and ask them what they think the story means. Thanks, and see you next time.